Let's we discuss biotic agents. Generally, during pollination, two different agents are participated or two different agents are involved for cross pollination or allogamy. One is abiotic agents, another one is biotic agents. There are two abiotic agents, wind and water, characteristic features of wind pollinated plants and characteristic features of water pollinated plants. Already it's over in the last class. Now the class is biotic agents. If an agent having life, if it is participated in cross pollination as an agent is called as biotic agents. So topic is biotic agents. So flies, wasps, ants, moths, bees, butterflies and birds like sunbirds and hummingbirds and bats and some reptiles, even some higher primates like lemur also act as the biotic agents for transfer of pollen grains during cross pollination. Out of all these biotic agents, the most common biotic agent is insects. Cross pollination by biotic agents, either insects or may be birds or may be bats or may be snails or may be snakes. If cross pollination by biotic agent insects is called entomophily. If cross pollination by birds is called as ornithophily. If cross pollination by bats is called chirapterophily. If cross pollination by snails is called melacophily. If cross pollination by snakes is called as ophiophily. Out of all these biotic agents, the most common biotic agent is insects. If cross pollination by insect is called as entomophily. There are different insects such as bees, butterflies, wasps, flies, ants and moths. All these are different insects participated during cross pollination as an agent. Out of all these insects, the most common insect is bees. Bees are the most common insect participated in insect pollination or entomophily. If a plant flower pollinated by insect, what are the characters shown by insect pollinated plants or entomophilous plants we discuss? The insect pollinated plants first characteristic feature is it must be having large sized flowers. The first characteristic features of insect pollinated plants is the insect pollinated plants are having large size of flowers to visible for insects. And the next one is if the plants are having small sized flowers in angiosperms, if the plants are having small sized flowers, all these small sized flowers packed into inflorescence. The first characteristic features of insect pollinated plants or entomophilous plants is insect pollinated plants are having large size of flowers to attract insects. And the plants are having small sized flowers. These are not visible for insects. For visibility, all these small sized flowers are packed into inflorescence to visible the insects. And the next third characteristic features of insect pollinated plants, the insect pollinated plants are having bright colored or colorful organs to attract insects. And insect pollinated plants are produces fragrance or smell to attract insects. That is the fourth characteristic feature. And one more, to attract the insects, the insect pollinated plants are having nectar glands to release the nectars or sweet to attract insects. This is the fifth characteristic feature. And in insect pollinated plants, pollen grains are having sticky in nature. Sticky pollen grains, presence of sticky pollen grains is the characteristic features of insect pollinated plants. And in insect pollinated plants, stigma is sticky in nature to hold the pollen grains from the insects. Whenever the sticky pollen grains are present in insect pollinated plants, easily attaches to body of insects due to sticky nature of pollen grains. This is one of the characteristic feature. If the flowers pollinated by flies and beetles, that flowers must be produced as a kitchen smell, or it is also called as fall odored smell. The fall odored flowers pollinated by beetles and flies. These are the characteristic features of insect pollinated plants. If a plant pollinated by biotic agent insect, it must be fulfill these characters. The first character is in insect pollinated plants having large size of flowers to attract insect. If the plant having small size of flowers, all the small size of flowers are packed into inflorescence to attract insects. And nectaries are present to produce nectar or sweet to attract the insect. And bright color or colorful organs are present to attract the insect. And fragrance is produces. Pollen grains in insect pollinated plants are having sticky in nature for attachment to body of insects. And stigma also having sticky in nature to receive the pollen grains from insect pollinated pollen grains. These are the characteristic feature exhibited by insect pollinated plants or entomophilous plants. Let's we discuss what are the floral rewards for insects. From the flower side to insect, what are the floral rewards? There are 4 different types of floral rewards for insects. This is the heading, floral rewards for insects. The first floral reward for insect, from the flower side to insect, the first floral reward is nectaries or sweet. This is the first floral reward to insect. The second floral reward is pollen grains for pollination from the anthers. The third one is safe lay eggs. For example, one of the plant, most of the insects, they are laying eggs in the safe place. For example, Amorphophallus is a plant. It's having 6 feet height of flower. 6 feet height of flower we are seen in one of the plant is called as Amorphophallus. When the flower is 6 feet height, then most of the insects, they are laying eggs in their flowers for safe. This is the third floral reward for insects. And the fourth one is one of the moth, the name of insect or moth is called as Pronuba moth. Pronuba is an insect or moth. It is pollinated only one plant. The name of plant is called as yucca plant. The yucca plant is pollinated by only one insect. The name of insect is called as moth. The name of moth is called as Pronuba. The Pronuba moth, it's laying eggs or it's lay eggs for safe in the locules of ovary of yucca plant. So the yucca plant pollinated by insect Pronuba. Pronuba moth laying eggs in the locules of yucca plant. Without these two, the plants cannot complete their life cycle. For example, this is the yucca plant, pistil or carpel. In yucca plant, pistil or carpel, It is having a chamber, this is carpel. The chamber is called as locules. These locules are having ovules. When the pronuba moth, this is a pronuba moth. Pronuba moth is an insect. The pronuba moth, it visits only yucca plant, not visit to any other species. That's why it is responsible for cross pollination in between two different species of yucca plant. When the pronuba, it visits different yucca plants from one yucca to another yucca, these pronuba moth, it receives pollen grains. Whenever it is land on another new yucca plant surface of stigma, then it is bringing pollination. And one more, for their next generation, they are laying eggs. They are laying eggs in the locules of ovary in yucca plant, protecting from the predators. And one more, it's bringing pollination. Whenever fertilization is happen during pollination, seeds are produced. When after incubation period from this egg, a new larval stage of insect is produced when seed starts to develop. When seed starts to develop in yucca plant from the egg, a new larval insect will be produced. So, without pronuba moth, there is no complete life cycle of yucca. Without yucca plant, the pronuba moth life cycle cannot complete. These are the 4 floral rewards for insects. The first floral reward for insects is from flower side to insects. Nectaries, pollen grains, safe lay eggs, and pronuba moth and yucca plant interrelationship. These are the 4 floral rewards for insects. And one more, some of the insects, now we discuss pollen robbers. It is also called as nectar robbers. Pollen robbers or nectar robbers. In some plant species or some species of insects, they can collect the nectar from the flower. The insects collect nectar from the flower. And the insect collect pollen from the flower. But they are not bringing pollination. Such kind of steal of insects is called as pollen robbers or nectar robbers. One of the best example for pollen robbers or nectar robbers is queens of Bombus affinis. Queens of Bombus affinis. It is the one of the insect. It's visit every flower. It's collect nectar and pollen grain, but they are not bringing pollination. What is the intensity of collecting nectar and pollen grains for pollination? But the queens of Bombus affinis, this insect, it collect nectar from the flower and pollen grain from the flower, but they are not bringing pollination. Those insects we called as nectar robbers or pollen robbers or stealing nectar or stealing pollen grains. This is an information about biotic agents. Let's discuss one of the most important mechanism in a flowering plants during pollination is outbreeding devices. Why we need to discuss outbreeding devices? What is the intensity of outbreeding devices? What are the importance of outbreeding devices in flowering plants or angiosperms? Generally, during self-pollination or autogamy, the transfer of pollen grains, it takes place from anther to stigma within the same flower. That is autogamy or self-pollination. The main disadvantages of this self-pollination is it causes inbreeding depression and it causes a limited genetic diversity. These are the disadvantages of autogamy or self-pollination. For creating new variations, upcoming offsprings or in upcoming generation, there must be a special device is needed to create variation in offspring. That device is nothing but outbreeding devices. The main definition for outbreeding devices is a device developed in the plants or a process developed in the plants to promote cross pollination and to prevent self pollination. Once again I repeat, a device or the process developed in plants to promote cross pollination and to prevent self pollination. Why the self pollination is prevents? Reason is during self pollination limited genetic diversity is created, and due to continuous self pollination it causes inbreeding depression. Same characters will repeated during self pollination or homozygosity will increases. So to eliminate this limited genetic diversity and inbreeding depression, in bisexual flowers or in flowering plants or in angiosperms, a new device is developed. That device is called as outbreeding device. This device can prevent self-pollination and promotes cross-pollination. There are different methods of outbreeding devices here. The first method of outbreeding device is dicliny or unisexuality. The second outbreeding device in flowering plants is dichogamy. The third outbreeding device is self-incompatibility. The fourth outbreeding device is hercogamy. These are the four outbreeding devices can operated in flowering plants for prevents self-pollination, to promotes cross-pollination. Let's we discuss the first outbreeding device in flowering plants to promotes cross-pollination and to prevent self-pollination is dicliny. Dicliny is also called as unisexuality. If a plant can produce as bisexual flowers is called bisexuality. If a plant can produce as bisexual flower, there is a chances of self-pollination. But if a plant can produce as unisexual flowers, there is no chances of autogamy, there is a chances of allogamy or cross-pollination. So, the first outbreeding device is dicliny or unisexuality. The process of production of male unisexual flowers and female unisexual flowers is called as unisexuality. Unisexuality is also called as dicliny. When unisexual flowers are produced, it prevents self-pollination and it promotes cross-pollination. So, the process of production of these unisexual flowers present on same body or different plant body. Because of this characteristic feature, the unisexuality or dicliny is of two types: monoecious and dioecious. Monoecious plants are, and another one is dioecious plants. The best example for monoecious or monoecious plants is castor and maize. The male unisexual flowers and female unisexual flowers both are present on same plant body is called as monoecious plants. Whenever male unisexual flowers and female unisexual flowers present on same plant, the transfer of pollen grain can take place in between two different flowers of same plant. That means monoecious plants in castor and maize plants, it prevents autogamy, but not diatonogamy. In which of the following plants or in which of the following process autogamy is prevented but not diatonogamy? Means monoecious plants, example castor and maize plants. Whereas in dioecious plants, male unisexual flowers present in male plant, female unisexual flowers present in female plant. Example, Vallisneria and papaya plants. The male unisexual flowers produces pollen grains and it is transferred from one flower to another flower. A pollination can take place in between two different flowers of two different plants is called as cross-pollination. Example, Vallisneria papaya, example for dioecious. In dioecious plants, both autogamy and diatonogamy is prevented. This is an important. It promotes allogamy or xenogamy or true cross pollination. Question for competitive exams, how they frame according to this dicliny or unisexuality in outbreeding devices. In which of the following set of plants only autogamy is prevented, not diatonogamy? Means castor and maize region, these two are monoecious plants. In which of the following set of plants both autogamy and diatonogamy is prevented? Yes, Vallisneria and papaya, because these two plants are dioecious. This is the one of the first device to promote cross pollination and prevents self pollination. Let's we discuss the second important device in plants to promote cross pollination and prevent self pollination is dichogamy. If the maturation of, for example, this is a bisexual flower. Male sex organ is called as andrecium. Female sex organ is called as gynoecium. If the maturation of andrecium and gynoecium, male sex organ and female sex organ, at the same time, there is a great synchrony for self-pollination or autogamy. When maturation of andrecium and gynoecium at same time in bisexual flower. But in a bisexual flower, maturation of andrecium and gynoecium at different duration of time, there is a chances of prevention of autogamy, there is a chances of promotion of allogamy or cross pollination. Means definition for dichogamy is maturation of male sex organ andrecium and female sex organ gynoecium at different time period is called as dichogamy. Dicho means different time duration, gamy means gametes, male and female gametes. Here, which is mature first? Andrecium matures first or gynoecium matures first in dichogamy. Because of this characteristic feature, dichogamy is of two types, protandrous and protogyny. What is protandrous? What is protogyny? Examples for protandrous is sunflower. One more example is cotton plant. Sunflower and cotton plant, these two are best example for protandrous. According to Greek language, proto means first, androus means andrecium. That means the maturation of andrecium is first, earlier than the gynoecium. In a bisexual flower, maturation of male sex organ, maturation of female sex organ at a different duration, there is no synchrony, there is no autogamy, there is a chances of cross pollination. If andrecium matures first, earlier than the gynoecium is called as protandrous. Protandrous prevents self pollination and promotes cross pollination. It is one of the type of dichogamy. Example, sunflower and cotton. Whereas the second type of dichogamy, protogyny. Example, Ficus bengalensis and Aristolochia. In this type, according to Greek language, proto means first and gyne means gynoecium. If the maturation of gynoecium is first, earlier than the andrecium, there is no synchrony, there is no self-pollination, there is a chances of cross-pollination. These are the two types of dichogamy, protandrous and protogyny, both are comes under dichogamy. It is the second device in flowering plants to prevent self-pollination and to promote cross-pollination. Let's come back. The third type of very most important outbreeding device in flowering plants is self-incompatibility. Which of the following outbreeding device in a flowering plant is genetically controlled mechanism? Means self-incompatibility. What is self-incompatibility, sir? For example, this is a bisexual flower. This bisexual flower, male sex organ is andrecium, female sex organ is gynoecium. Andrecium, units of andrecium is called stamens, filament and anther. At mature condition of anther, anther wall is ruptured, the pollen grains are shed or released from the anther, land on the surface of stigma. If the stigma of bisexual flower receives same plant pollen grain, it rejects that pollen grain and it's trying to promote other plant species pollen grain. This phenomenon is called as self-incompatibility. Reason is these plant having a sterile genes. For example, the pistil or carpel having S1 and S3 type of sterile genes. Example I am saying. If the pollen grains may be having S1 or S3 sterile genes, those pollen grains are not encouraged to germinate on the surface of stigma. Reason is pistil also having S1 and S3 sterile genes. If the pollen grains also having S1 and S3, those pollen grains are not germinated. Reason is this mechanism is purely genetically controlled mechanism. That means the stigma of bisexual flower, if it receives same species pollen grain or same flower pollen grain, it rejects that pollen grain and it accepts other plant pollen grain. That mechanism is called as self-incompatibility. It's purely genetically controlled mechanism. The last and final most fourth type of outbreeding device in a flowering plants is hercogamy. According to Greek language, herko means different places. Gamy means male and female gametes. This is a bisexual flower. In a bisexual flower, the androecium and gynoecium present very close to each other. There is a chances of self-pollination. But the location of androecium, male sex organ, location of female sex organ, gynoecium, at different locations, there is no chances of self-pollination. There is agents is required, transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma even within the same flower. That is hercogamy. Herco means location of male and female sex organs at different locations. It prevents self-pollination and promote cross-pollination. The main intention of these outbreeding devices to create variations in upcoming offsprings or upcoming generations.